I had one person who knows Tyler Perry reach out to me and he gave me his business card and he was like, yeah, like literally give me a call whenever. Hey guys, so today I'm doing a Q&A. The other day I was sick and I asked you guys on my Instagram to leave me some questions, so I'm going to go through those. I also asked you guys in the community tab of my channel to ask me some questions as well. So I did get a lot, so I'm just going to go with the frequently asked ones. If you have any more, you can leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. But I thought I would do this because I've had a lot of new subscribers and half of you don't know anything about me. So the first question that I got was, why did you move to Atlanta? I got this question a couple times. I went to school for film and I minored in PR and marketing, hence the sales job that I had, hence the YouTube channel, film. But I moved down here because it's really, really big here. I was between Atlanta and LA. LA is super far away. It's super expensive. There's way too many people there. Their traffic is really bad. So I was kind of weighing the options. Here, I really liked the area when I came here. I just like it. There's tons of black people here, lots of black owned businesses. I love the diversity. It's very, very similar to DC and Maryland. Also, just going back to the film stuff, so many connections. When I was working my job and we were in the Best Buys, I can't tell you how many business cards I got. I had one person who knows Tyler Perry reach out to me and he gave me his business card and he was like, yeah, like literally give me a call whenever. Another person who was a videographer. I met someone at Best Buy that's a videographer. And then someone else who owned their own studio. So there's tons of people down here that do film, and the networking just makes more sense. There's nothing up in Baltimore. I also would never live in Baltimore. I just don't like the city. Just like how some people, like I was looking at comments on my moving videos and people like, oh my god, why are you moving to Atlanta? Like, I hate Atlanta. I hate Baltimore, and I have friends who love Baltimore and they would never live anywhere else. So it's just a personal preference thing, but I really like it here, so you know, I moved here. It's also really, really cheap. Someone asked me, did you start out with a trainer? If so, how long did you stay with him/her? I did not. I just did my own research online, and basically every single thing that I know now, I learned from literally just finding the information on my computer. Trainers are good though. You know, I wish I had found one because I think it would have sped up the process a lot. Hence why I'm a trainer. You know, I see the value now after doing the certification and everything. I really see how much value there is in a trainer. And the other reason I don't have a coach myself right now is just because I'm not prepping for a meet. But when I do, I'm gonna get a coach because just having someone hold you accountable and do the difficult stuff for you is so much easier. All you have to do is execute. So I highly recommend getting one if you're looking into getting one. It's an investment, but it's an investment in your health. And I think if you're gonna invest in anything, it should be your health. So highly recommend. By the way, I do coaching. Someone asked, how is it being far away from family and friends? Were you scared and nervous to leave? I was literally so excited to leave. I've been trying to leave Maryland since high school. I absolutely hated living there. I just felt like I had outgrown everything that that area had to offer me, and I just felt like blocked. Like I couldn't get any better. I was making more money than everyone around me, and I don't know, because it's like all of my friends are like very, very smart and they're doing well, but a lot of them just have like your typical job, and there it just wasn't making sense for me to be there because film is not super big. And like I said, I would never live in Maryland, and DC is way too expensive. So it was like those are like my two options in that area. And so yeah, no, I was super excited. Everyone knew I wanted to move, and no, I wasn't scared. I love being by myself. I thrive in it. I live by myself. I went on trips by myself. I like to travel by myself. I'm very comfortable being alone, so that definitely wasn't a fear. And it's actually not that weird being away from family and friends, because I don't see my friends super often anyways. A lot of my friends didn't even live in the same state as me. I just really miss my dog. Obviously I miss my family, but I like lived at home for a while, so I was like used to seeing them all the time. I just really, really miss my dog. So someone asked, how are you making new friends in Atlanta? besides your job. So the only place that I've been literally since I've moved here has been my job. So that's the only place that I've been meeting people. But another really good place to meet people is the gym. So that's where I made a lot of my friends back home, at my gym, at the YMCA, or at my school gym. It's the easiest place to communicate with people. Someone is doing something that is usually a pretty big part of their life if they're going to the gym consistently. So you already have something really big in common. So I make a lot of my friends at the gym. A large majority of my friends I have met at the gym. Social media, super easy. Maybe not for everyone, but in my case, a lot of my friends I have met through social media. I have driven to meet people who I met on social media. They've come to me. It's just normal. That's just how I meet people. So social media is a big thing. I've had tons of people from Atlanta reach out to me through my Instagram. And yeah, once I start working in a gym for personal training, that'll be like another way that I can meet some people who are doing what I'm doing, and then also doing retail. You know, you meet people that way. Let's see. What do you think of Gymshark? I've never really talked that much about Gymshark. I've never really been a huge fan of the brand. I feel like they really struggled bringing diversity into the company for a hot minute when they first started, and so it just turned me off immediately, because you shouldn't support people who don't support you, aka if they don't have people who look like you, why would I buy from you, essentially? And they took a really, really long time to get to that point, and the brand is based in the UK, and there is a lot of diversity in London, so I was just kind of confused and off-put by it. I am social media friends with tons of the athletes, so it's not that I hate the brand or anything. You'll just never see me wearing anything by them. I will never purchase anything by them. I don't know, like I've tried some of their clothes on because my friends have some of their clothes, and I'm just not really that impressed. I'd rather just stick to the Lululemon, don't have to worry about shipping fees and all that jazz. But yeah, no, I'm not really a fan of the company. We'll do one more from Instagram. Do you take creatine? If so, what brand? I do take creatine. I think right now I'm using Optimum Nutrition. Any brand is fine. My tip would just be pick one that has one ingredient and it's just the creatine monohydrate. Don't get stuff that's mixed with a whole bunch of other things. You don't need it. Creatine's super cheap, so just get whatever creatine just has the one ingredient and you'll be good to go. So I'm gonna answer some questions from YouTube. So be sure to follow me on my Instagram if you wanna participate in Q&As, because that's usually where I'll do them. How on heaven and earth do you stay motivated gym-wise? I like what I'm doing. If you enjoy what you're doing in the gym, it's not really that hard to stay motivated. There's tons of days where I don't feel like going to the gym, but it's part of my lifestyle, and the only way that you can make something part of your lifestyle is by doing it consistently. So if you go to the gym for 5 days and you're like, oh, I'm not seeing any results, that's not a good mentality to have. It's going to take you months and months before you see any results at all. I would say 8 months is the bare minimum to see something that other people are going to see. So lower your expectations, and that will help you stay motivated. What do you think of Atlanta now that you're living there? Would you recommend to others? I heard that dating there is hard for women because it's like a 2-to-1 ratio. Would you agree? I love Atlanta. I just really like the city. The traffic is a goddamn nightmare. It is no joke. It is no joke. There's traffic 24/7. So just be prepared to be sitting in your car. And you have to use your car to get everywhere, or public transportation. I haven't used MARTA yet. If you guys know anything about that, let me know in the comments. But everything is like far away. Like it looks close on the map, but everything is like pretty far away. Like you usually have to get on a highway of some sort to get somewhere. So the layout of the city is interesting because when you look at the map, everything looks so close. So that was like one thing that I realized once I moved here. I was like, it just felt very different from when I just came to visit, because when I was visiting, I was driving far anyways because I was just looking at apartments like all across the city. And just being here day to day, I realized like how far away everything is. But mileage wise, it's not far. It's just like, I think it's just the traffic makes it feel like everything's super far away. I've had absolutely no issues with dating. I thought it was so funny because a lot of people were telling me that, and that was something that I was worried about. I can't tell you how many people I have had ask for my phone number, reach out to me on social media, talk to me when I'm in Best Buy, whatever it was, trying to get my phone number. So I've had no issues with men. I think it just depends on what you do. Like, my industry it's pretty male based. Film, males, sales, males. So I'm constantly surrounded by men. I've had no issues at all. I met a very nice, sweet man not that long ago. And yeah, I have not had any problems. Did you change jobs once you got to Atlanta? Could be my misunderstanding, but I thought you had a job lined up. Also, how do you like it so far? So I already answered how I like it. I love it here. Yeah, so I did have something else set up, but they messed up the package that I was supposed to get. They messed up the actual job information, and they said that it was going to be in person, but it was actually just going to be remote. So I said, thanks, but no thanks, and I just got something else. Were you doing groceries, Publix, Kroger, Walmart only? Did you try Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Sprouts? I do my groceries wherever I want. I'm not picky with groceries. Guys, I eat the same stuff all the time. If you've seen my grocery hauls, I think I've done 2 now. I eat the same stuff. I'm so basic. I have bread, vegetables, rice, chips, eggs, and avocados. That's like my whole entire diet. So whatever's the cheapest near wherever I am at the moment is where I will go. So I don't care what grocery store it is. Those are just the ones that I use at home. I had a Sprouts really close to my house. I went to Sprouts. Walmart is always like one of the cheapest options. So Walmart. We don't have Publix or Kroger up in Maryland. So how did you plan out moving to a different state? So I've been wanting to move since high school. So I've kind of always had a game plan. I just made sure that I either had interviews lined up or a job lined up before I got here. I saved up so I would have 3 months of rent to just go if I had no job at all. So save your money. Make sure you have something set up, because you might think it's going to be super easy to get a job and then you get down here and you're struggling. So yeah, visit the place that you want to live, obviously, and see what's in the area, what you would like to do, and then look for apartments. Make sure you go in person, look morning and night. If you're in the city, if you're in the suburbs, you probably don't have to worry as much about that, but in the city, it's very, very necessary to go to the place that you're going to be living daytime and nighttime, because things change pretty fast once the sun sets. So those are the things that I kept in mind, and then you just have to think about how you're going to move there. So like, we had to do moving trucks. That was really, really expensive. I think my parents said it ended up being $1,400. Thankfully, they covered it and I did not have to pay for that. Everyone might not be in that situation. They were nice enough to do that for me, so that was nice. So definitely think about the moving cost. And yeah, it's very, 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 very expensive to move. You can always move back to wherever you're going, but just make sure that you're going to want to be there at least for that lease term, because it is so expensive to get down there and it's very expensive to get out of a lease. As it relates to the gym, how do you push through setbacks? You just keep in mind that that's going to happen. Setbacks happen with literally everything and you can't really control them. Just focus on the stuff that you can control and don't think about the stuff that you can't control, because there's no point in doing that. You're just going to stress yourself out for no reason. That's actually one of my biggest pet peeves, people who complain about things that can be fixed with a solution. And stuff in the gym, when it comes to a setback, whether it's like an injury or a plateau, a lot of times that's stuff that you can't really control. If you're plateauing, then you need to chill. You need to drop the weight and just do what you can. If you get injured, probably something you could have controlled, but now it's out of your control. So just rehab the issue and make sure that you're staying safe so that in the future that won't happen again. So those are really my biggest tips for you. And then the last question is relating to my job. So I don't know if you guys have seen the video yet. You probably have, so definitely check it out if you want to know more information about it. But people are just asking what the job was and why I quit, because I was only there for a week and a half. So I know a lot of people were kind of confused. I go more in depth in that video, but essentially it was a sales job. There is this like really big thing. I don't know how long these sales jobs have been going on, but there's like 80 of them in Atlanta. And essentially it is where you do direct sales for a business, but that business is under a business that's under another business that's under another business that's under another business that's under another business, and there's just a lot going on. So if you didn't understand what that was, hopefully you can put that together without me having to actually say something. But they work you like crazy for these hours to get you to move up, to end up owning your own office so that you can promote people to have their business, and then they promote people to have their business, and then you're making money off of those businesses. And I just wasn't about it. It wasn't working for me. The minimum hours were 56 hours a week. I was essentially going to switch to part-time, and then once I decided I was going to switch to part-time, that's when I kind of realized I don't want to do this. You know, I was staying because I felt guilty for wanting to leave because of all the training that I'd been through. I learned so much and everyone was so sweet. I met so many amazing people, but there were just so many things that I did not agree with and I just morally didn't feel right about. And I don't think it was until I switched to part-time and then quit the next day that I realized, like, nah, I don't want to do this at all, you know, and I don't have to. I'm in a position where I don't have to do it. So why would I, essentially? So that's that. If you want to hear more about it, I'll have a card on the screen so you guys can check out that video. But I'm sorry if this video was super long. I hope you learned some new stuff about your girl. And definitely check out my other vlogs. I try and upload every 2 to 3 days, so there's lots of stuff to binge watch if that's what you're into. But I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye.